You might have noticed that some creators will be talking about N8N automation and their N8N will be within their own domain. In this case, my domain is LFSA Digital, and you can see that N8N.LFSA Digital. That is because my N8N is being self-hosted, and I'm using for that DigitalOcean. This video, I'm gonna teach you how to do that as well. And you might have tried with your AI agents to add MCP tool. Right now, everybody's talking about it. When you come here in the tools and you look for MCPs and you won't find MCP client tool, that is because you need to self-host your N8N and you need to add the MCP community node. Luckily, in this video, I'm gonna walk you through how to do both things. Self-host with DigitalOcean in this case, and how to add and install your community nodes for MCP. Stick around, drop a follow, subscribe for the channel, and let's get to it. Let me start by saying that N8N does provide documents on how to host N8N on DigitalOcean, and this does help, but we need to go further beyond that. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this link in this video description. So the first thing we need to do is log in or create your account. So when you create your account on DigitalOcean, you're going to want to go to new project, create a new project. Let's say N8N YouTube class. This doesn't matter that much for now. Once you create the project, the next step is create the droplet. The purpose of this video is not getting into specific theory behind what is a droplet and etc. and why you should use it. You're more than welcome to read the documents and do your own research, but here what you need to do is choose a region that is the closest to you or to your customer's client. Let's go in this case with New York. In the image, you're going to choose Docker. After that, for the size, I recommend you starting small just so you can scale up after that. So let's go with the regular disk type with the $6 per month. So that means you're going to self-host your N8N for just $6 per month versus a typical N8N hosted plan that is going to charge you $20 per month. I'm not gonna add any backup for now. Again, you can scale up as you use and improve on your droplet as you go. Let's go with password for now, just more simple. You just wanna give a name that you can recognize later easily. So let's go with N8N YouTube class. So now that we have created the droplet, we are going to need to use this IP address here, the v4 one. So we're gonna copy, and on Cloudflare, that's where I bought my domain, and I actually would recommend you using Cloudflare for it. I have this secondary domain here, which is lfsadigital.work. My main one is .com, so let's use this one because the .com I'm already using. So what we need to do is paste this new IPv4 address from our droplet here. Actually, you can check this. By the way, it's a record and the name is going to be N8N. So now our new N8N self-hosted will be self-hosted on N8N dot your domain. In my case, lfsadigital.work. And with that, we can save. Good. So now a lot of what we are about to do is using the document N8N provides for self-hosting on DigitalOcean. There are some things that are not here that I'm going to do, and it's very important, especially related to MCPs. So stay with me. So now we have created the droplet, connected the DNS on our domain. So we need to access the console here on our droplet. And we can do so by clicking here, and then I'm gonna need to click here again. Don't be threatened. We're just going to follow a step-by-step, almost entirely provided by N8N on N8N docs. Here we are on N8N docs for DigitalOcean, and of course I'm gonna leave that link in the comments or in the description. So we start by adding a username. So let's add a username. In my case, let's go for the work. Now we need to add a password. And for a password, when you type it here, it won't show anything. But it's working, so just click enter and you're gonna need to add it again. Just put your name and then you don't need to put anything else. Yes, we're going to grant access to this user and then we are going to log in to this user. It's gonna ask for your password. Okay, there we have it. Now we just follow pretty much the step-by-step here. Let's clone the GitHub repository. Let's enter, change the directory. Now we need to create Docker volumes. It's asking for the password. It might do that. No problem. We have the password. Set up DNS. We have already done that, so we can skip this part. For opening ports, just do one by one, because if you do both of them at one time, sometimes you get an error. So this file here is very important. It's where you're going to add your data folder, repository, or directory. So it's home/, the name of the user we gave. So I'll say digital work. Now, if you didn't create the user at the beginning, nor granted access, nor logged in, this is not going to work. So make sure you have created the user first. If you don't create the user, probably here you're just gonna go with root, N8N, etc. Domain name .work. Subdomain is N8N. Time zone, I'm not gonna change that for now. My email. Now for exiting, it's Control X, yes to save, enter to confirm. Now we do it for Docker Compose, which is very important, and that's where we're going to make a change that's not specified here on N8N docs. That is because this change or this addition that we are about to perform is going to make sure you have the MCPs available for you as community tools or community nodes. So where do we have this line that we're going to add here? I'm gonna leave again the link in the description. This is the line, and you can find that on this GitHub repository here, which is very specific for MCPs. Remember, I mentioned at the beginning that we are getting two things out of this video. The first one is self-hosting the N8N on your DigitalOcean and having access to MCPs. And there are two steps related to the MCPs. One of the steps is this one. When we go here and we copy and paste, we do need to mind the syntax here. So it needs to be exactly the same as the line above. It needs to be 100% aligned for it to work. So now Control X, yes to save, enter to confirm. Now we go back to the step by step. Here, that's where we're going to add our domain and suffix. So LFSA digital work, Control X, yes to save, enter to confirm. Two things here, you don't need to copy and paste nowhere because we already done that once we open this step here. This is the final step for now. If all goes well, after we have that done, it's gonna take probably 1 to 2 minutes. We're gonna be able to access our N8N dot, in your case, your domain. So let's wait this 1 to 2 minutes and let's see. Okay, so when you get this message here, created, started, that means it's done and successfully. We actually should try first. So let's go here, N8N, LFSA digital.work, and it worked. So on the first time that you're entering, you need to set up this owner account. So you just add your email. Gonna send you a free license key that you're gonna need to add. You can add it here. So you're gonna need the activation key that you just got from email. Okay. And now when you go for your N8N AI agent, you can see that once we click on tools and search for MCPs, we're gonna find nothing. In the meantime, when I use my own N8N, remember, if I click tools and click MCPs, I do find it. So what is the step missing is we need to go for settings and community nodes. By the way, this menu item here, community nodes, will only show up once you have N8N self-hosted. If you're seeing this, kudos for you. Now, when you go for installing a community package, you want to get the name right. Remember when I used and I mentioned this GitHub repository where we have the line we added to the console, this one? This very same GitHub repository is where we get the name right. So it's N8N nodes MCP. There you have it. So now, if we go back to our workflow that we were testing and we look for tools MCP, we have it here. So that should allow you to use N8N in a much cheaper way, self-hosted, and allow you to use MCPs, which you probably have heard of already, the power of it. And for this video not to be too long or to focus on other things, I'm not gonna talk more about MCPs. I can make another video about it. By the way, if you do want it, let me know in the comments and I will make a video about it for you, how to set some credentials and how to use, when to use, stuff like that. As always, thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Have a good one.